flipping heck, I'm back. Good. Yeah, pretty sure that's working. I reckon it probably is. Press that button. Hello. Yeah, welcome to my new command centre here on a Saturday for the social club to save them having to sit around. Unleash the hounds. That's you lot. Come on, team. Get to work.
Crap.
Here we go. Here come
Great
the
stuff.
team. There goes Fred. He's got the lawnmower. It's not the quickest thing you're ever going to see. There goes Mike. We got some kind of tandem behaviour. Yeah. There we go.
Where are we going, by the way? So
There you
I'm at the
are.
front, I have no idea.
Good. Yeah. No, they're still. I was impatient. Richard there just running along, going, I didn't get a car. No. All right. Okay. Figure it out amongst yourselves. Get to work. I'll do the hellos because it's been a while. There you go. And then I can mute them all. You see, it's a thing of beauty. Good. Hello. Right. The Quiltless has chucked a 20 in the bucket as a housewarming present. Much obliged to you. The decor behind me, it's not there yet. The ceiling is too high to use my previous green screen. So I'm going to need to. I need to work something out. Do I need a green screen? I've gone. It's like I'm on Twitch. I've put like a little frame around myself. I'll be putting the chat over the middle of the screen and having stream goals and all of that kind of rubbish going on before you flipping know it. Yeah, what's my stream goal? Don't press the wrong button. That's fundamentally the stream goal. Right, so the Quiltless is here. Hey! I'm going to need to do a bit of that and then go up here a bit. Chris has been a member of the Fail Brigade for 20 long months. Thank you, Chris. I'm pressing buttons. In fact, what did you... Well, I'll close that down when I get there. Lone Rolf is here, the Eutectic Point, and Kelso Kid and Pauper J and Allo Squared, and Tez, whose birthday it was. Just the other day. Happy birthday, Tez. Black and Sky and Mrs. Binnacle, who has... the Binnacles have both missed these things and have gone into counselling. Totally understandable. I mean, counselling presumably for why you turned up in the first... You're up here now. I've moved the monitor. So if you think I'm looking in a weird direction, it's because I am. Who else is here? Did I mention Menso? No, but I have done now. Kevin and Dr. Gompen and Skip's in the house to keep order in case there's any order that needs keeping. Blaster and Indie Cosmic, probably. Alex and Snore, Pauper J and Rod and Captain Binnacle. Hoosie and Diving Everyday. Pink Suit Guy. Richard and Gord Lixwolf. Richard. Ginger Flip plays. Ginger Flippin does play. Yorkshire Phaser and Dandy Wabbit and Rusty and Transatlantic Tom. Corporal and Techie and Hypo Centre and Micah. Eileen's in the house, so's DJ Doughboy. Craig and Gordon and Off the Rails and Rendrag and Nex. Phil's been a member of the Fail Brigade for 75 long months. That's ridiculous. Let's pack it in. DJ Ollie London is here. The Jeff Freud is also here. Flying Banana Tree slung a 20 in the bucket for a new clock. Every house needs a new clock. You might be right, actually. Thanks, Mr. Banana Tree. Much appreciated. Gren Mini Tren and Paddy and Johnny Drizzle and Ajax Engine Company and Rendrag and Diet. Wait, and then I'm full of people pressing the button because they're going, oh, it's been ages since I pressed the button. I'm going to press it now. Sophie and Leslie Ann. Or Shug. Leslie Ann asks from my new undisclosed location. It might be a bit echoey in here, actually, because it's still a bit Spartan. How's the Jeff Meister doing? He's all right. He's over there. He'll be along, I'm sure, in no time until he's asleep at the moment. Or Shug and Synesthesia. Lix has been a member of the Fail Brigade for 33 long months. Thank you, Lix. Caldo's here. Dopey Dalek and Lost Wizard. Flying Banana Tree has been a member for 89 long months. That's just silly at this point. Well, I mean, you're in for the long haul now, aren't you? Because you already have been. Carl B's here. Daywalker and Tim and Elzar. Ezzy and Zafod. Oh, it's probably Zaphod. Well, I'm going Zaphod because it's a double A. Wolfgang's been in for 52 long months and you're driving a blue tuk-tuk. Love, that's good for you. Tim's here. Thank you, Tim. Steve and Malice Bixie, Devin and Gallifrey and Ren Hatchie and C. Squid Doodley. Hello. Right, let's close down this poll and see what you think. You reckon I'm just going to do the wrong button? You're probably right. But the rest of you are all projecting that there will indeed be technical issues. Well, there shouldn't be, but I mean, we're all guessing at this point. Right, the team are probably working around now. Yeah. The dog's turned up, and that means she hasn't forgotten that my voice means treats. Disaster movie mega game. That's a very excited poster. That's a game I made. Which shoulders it over, that one. Yeah, I made that game. In fact, it's a series of games. A series of mega games. And a whole lot of fun it was. Oh, the team are all queued up. You've already got enough on there, lads. Not going to lie. I mean, any more than that, you won't be steering anymore. Just showing. Oh, Shug has been a member of the Fail Brigade for 39 long months. I'll get neckcake looking up at that monitor. Not if I sit with correct posture. It's only my little one. My little one's up there, you see. And then I've got main event going on there. And I've got the big one where I put all the applications that do stuff over here. I've just quite enjoyed doing that with my hands. Yeah, and that's a forklift truck. Good. Now, I ran the game forward a little bit with no further action done, because that has allowed us to have quite the merry amount of product to be sold. Quite the merry amount indeed. For those of you not up to speed with the caper that we've got going, I'm going to ride on top of Pink's flipping... No, I'm not. Can I? No. Well, that's a shame. What are we doing? Right, the goal is to buy up the entire map. All of it. Every last shred of map. And at the moment we have a field. Steady on. And with the when we bought it, the first thing we're going to do with the new land is deforest it. Richard's doing sterling work there. He's got a tow job going on. Yeah. We don't have a stump ripper yet. We'll probably need one at some point. But you know, that's a at some point problem. Here you go. I'm helping. Good. Right. Yeah. No, that's clearly done everything we needed it to. Hang on. I am helping. There we go. Super. Yeah. Yeah. So we're gonna clear it of trees, replant it with grass, turn the grass into silage. At which point we can sell that later. But we've also got a sawmill going on, which is going to turn things into woody products that we can do. And then, when we own everything, I may have not calculated particularly well how long that's going to take. But when we own everything, we're going to replant the whole thing with wheat. Because we're going to run the number of combine harvesters, the likes of which even God has never seen. Yeah, which is a quote from June, just in case. The original, not the pompous remake. You mean the good version? Shut up. The original's good. Yeah. Lone Wolf has been a member of the Fail Brigade for 57 long months. Best paradox wordplay wins a copy of the first 25 deals. You are hilarious. Oh, you are so very, very funny. And, yeah, no, I'll be laughing. Look at me. Yeah, I'll totally be laughing. Obviously, for those of you who go like, oh, maybe I can cross the streams. No, you're not going to get any information out of me. No, there is lots of information that I have that you would be interested in, but I'm not going to tell you it anyway. Yeah, because unless it comes out officially, it doesn't exist. The original Dune was really good. It was great. I love that movie. And something else, it's way more quotable than the pompous remakes. Way more. Way more quotable. Yeah. I mean, they never say, and how can this be because he is the Kwisatz Haderach? No, doesn't happen. That's Alicia Witt, don't you know? Yeah. am I pleased to not be working the last month? I have been working the last month. I took a grand total of 1 week off. No, Gordon, that was me. I went through all of that. That was me on the doodads doing the thing. Yeah, no, no. I went through all of it. Yeah. Is meaty on the list of questionable words? Not that I'm aware of. Jan's been a member for 71 long months. Glad you're back. Glad the move went well. Hope the move went well. No, the move did not go flipping well. No, not even remotely. The move was utter flaming chaos. So I moved out of my my old place, and it's a good story. It's a good story. Moving out of my old place was a good story. Yeah, because I'd been banging on at my solicitor, and I'll tell you something about solicitors in a moment. For ages to go, like, I just need a date. Give me the date. When are we going? When's go time? Because I decided that I would be the accommodating one and go chain free, which for those unaware means I was just selling the house without necessarily having bought one, trying to buy one at the same time. So I decided to go chain free and just risk it for a biscuit for however long it took between move out and move in. Very accommodating, but that was eyes on the prize moments. Yeah. Basically, I wanted the house sold, and therefore, as soon as I could get it sold and the money in the bank, the better. Nothing wrong with the house. The house was super, but the mortgage was killing me. So I wanted out of there. Yeah, so they go nothing, a week from now. And that was Easter week. Now, as you can probably guess, an awful lot of people try and move during Easter week because there's extra holiday going on, so they don't have to take some time off work. And that just makes life easier if you move at that point. But with a week to go, they go, right, we need to go next week. And I went like, oh, flipping heck. Because what you're supposed to do is book your removal company, bunch of blokes with vans who take all of your stuff and take it to where it's going. You're supposed to book them 4 weeks before your move date. And so with 1 week to go, and I went, and it's Easter week. I've got no chance. I've got absolutely not a prayer of being able to pull this off. I found one, a good one, highly rated, well regarded, and so I got it booked. I got them round to do a quote, booked it the same day, and I was going to move everything that I owned into storage, with the exception of I took my PC with me, but no monitors, because I went like, I'm not trusting that anywhere. That goes where I go, because it's got all of my things on. All of my things. So that was tricky. And then they went like, oh, we need to go 2 days earlier because the people buying our house, their mortgage offer expires 2 days before the date that we've agreed. And I went, well, no. I mean, I'm not going to get a removal company at such short notice. And so I had a moment of, oh, God, the whole thing's going to fall apart. It's just not going to work. And I went, okay, what am I talking about here? I'm talking about emptying the house and putting it into a storage unit that's about a mile away. I didn't want to do it this way, but fine. I will rent a van. And I'll stick it. I can't carry that, can I? No. And I'll stick it into storage. I'll get my boys to come and give me a hand. Obviously, the girls would have been quite good at giving a hand, but they're all in very remote parts of the country. So 2 out of the 3 boys came to give me a hand, and we ran back and forth with a van to load over the weekend. The funny part of that, though, is I got home, having just run out of the house to go and book a van to make sure that I could get one for Easter weekend. I got back in, and my estate agent's on the phone, and he's going, oh, I've been trying to get hold of you. And I go, what? He goes, well, it turns out the people buying your house are in France for that week. So they've said they can quite happily wait an extra couple of days, putting it back a day later than the day I originally had planned, which would have meant an extra 4 days for me to pack everything up and clean the house. And I went, well, it's too late now. No. I mean, this would be information that would have been helpful an hour ago. And so we got that done. And so at that point, I went and I moved in with my sister, me and the boy Jeff, went and moved in with my sister, and it was great. I love hanging out with my sister. She's great. She's a total pixie, in the sense of being like an utter moonchild, but at the same time, we've got so much shared life experience that the conversations are always a good wheeze, always a lot of fun. And she let me use her music room in order to turn it into my office so I could keep working during that point. And I'm then constantly on the blower to my secondary estate agent, going, when? Give me a date. They were saying 20th of April. They were consistently saying they wanted 20th of April. I tried to get you to go earlier. I will take 20th of April, which would have meant 2.5 weeks staying at my sister's. My original plan A had been stick Jeff in a cattery for a month, for 3 weeks, a month, whatever, and I can then bounce between hotels wherever I fancy with my laptop to continue working. Because if Jeff's taken care of, then I can go wherever I like. Now, here's the point where I have had, past tense, a little bit of inexperience at being a cat owner. I wasn't aware that you have to vaccinate the bloody things all the damn time. It's like, has it been 20 minutes since his last vaccination? Yeah, well, he needs a booster. So his vaccinations had all expired, and which meant that no cattery in the land would take him. And I went like, I'm pretty sure he's disease-free. And kind of goes, it's not just about him being disease-free, it's about him not getting any, picking any diseases up, one should say. And he goes, he's been neutered. I go, oh yeah, he's totally demilitarized. But no, they couldn't take him because it's actually a law. Yeah, a law. Yes. And so, I mean, c'est la vie. Anyway, I'm hassling like nobody's business to get a date. And I keep pushing back and saying, listen, you've just given me a timeline of when you expect to hear things. And I go, but here's how it's going to work. I put a request into you. You put a request into their solicitor passes that request on to them. They're at work that day, so they get back when they finished work. They send it back to the solicitor. When the solicitor can be bothered to actually update anybody about anything, then we push along. But it means that at best you're looking at 2 days turnaround for the answer to the question, are we good to go yet, or what? And that's no bueno, frankly. And here's why. Here is why it's not. I'm sorry, I keep pointing at the wrong thing. 'Cause the chat's up there. Here's why it's no bueno. Right? You, as the person involved in the exchange of monies for a house, whether buying or selling, it becomes arguably the most important thing in your day-to-day life during that period. The most important thing. It's top priority. Okay? Right. So that's you at the top of the pyramid. Below you is your estate agent. Yeah. What do I call them in the US? real estate agent. Same thing, right? You're a estate agent. And your real estate agent doesn't care quite as much as you do, because at the end of the day, they're not currently homeless and it's not their money. Except they are still tied up in terms of commission. And their commission is typically about 10%. Of the sale value. Bradley Perspective's been a member of the Fail Brigade for 73 long months. Good evening to you too. I'll just finish my story, and then we can move on to talking about other things. Yeah, and then and good. Right? Yeah. So they care a bit because you know they've got a 10% stake in the house's sale price. That's their fee. But they'll probably have half a dozen that are in a similar shape at a similar time, right? So you get maybe 1/6 of their attention while you're trying to get this thing closed, and then below them you have the solicitors, and there's one on each side, and they charge a flat fee. And the flat fee is about 1,500 quid. Right? That's all it is. About 1,500 quid. And therefore, they've probably got somewhere between 20 and 30 on the go at any given time. And so the amount to which they care about your particular case is negligible. Absolutely negligible. You're barely worth mentioning in the slightest. Yeah, absolutely hardly worth talking about. So the solicitors don't give a damn, fundamentally, and they're the ones that you end up waiting for. Because you're waiting for two sets of solicitors, one on your side, one on their side. And my solicitor comes back to me, and it's, you know, I still don't have a date, and it's a week before when they're supposed to be, you know, getting things done. Comes back to me and goes, "Oh, there's just a couple of questions that need answering." And I go, "Well, what questions? What are the questions that you need to answer?" I mean, if the question is, "Are you leaving the curtains?" my response is, "I genuinely don't care." If the question is the house currently on fire? Then yes, I do care. It's, you know, I just, let's get some perspective in here. It turns out, while I was selling mine, my solar panels, right? I had solar panels fitted. I was very happy with my solar panels. But they were missing one piece of certification that should have been done when I was having the solar panels fitted. That I'm pretty sure it was all legit and above board and the rest of it, but fundamentally I didn't have that document, and so I kept being asked for that document, and I said, like, I have phoned the solar company so many times, and every time I phone them up they go, yeah, and then I don't hear anything back. And then my estate agent said, well, you can get them to just take out an indemnification policy, which is basically a cheeky bit of insurance. It was like, you know, are they going to fall off the roof? Are they going to fall off the roof? And I kind of went, you can pay money to make this go away. Because this was like 2 weeks, right? Yeah, it's after about 2 weeks. And I was told, you know, you can pay money to make this vanish. And how much was the indemnification policy? 70 quid. And I just kind of went like, oh, flipping, how many do you need? If there's anything outstanding from my end, here's my checkbook. Go flipping nuts, son. Yeah, no, because I'm paying almost $3,000 a month on this house in a mortgage that I can't afford. And therefore, just flipping. And this is why I was considering living in different hotels throughout the month. Because with no mortgage and no bills, because I was homeless, I would still be saving money if I'd stopped in a 120, 150 quid hotel every night of the month. I could have gone and found a suite. My plan was to just bounce around the country. But Jeff put paid to that. That's not his fault. I mean, I didn't know that he's basically just one big plague trumpet. Yeah, right, oh, let's catch up. Lots of people have pressed a bunch of buttons. Hang on. 1,500 quid's still a lot of money. It is to you. It is to me. To a solicitor, it's naff all. Now, if you think about how much one solicitor's salary is, they're going to be getting paid, let's say, about 60 grand a month. 60 grand a month, 60 grand a year, right? That's a pretty good, fully qualified, got a little bit of experience, but let's not go crazy kind of solicitor money there. At which point, 5 grand per month is their gross. Right now, a solicitor's firm is never one solicitor. It's always a solicitor and a bunch of assistants and a whole bunch of other, people larking about. They've probably got some fresh out of university because they did quite well. All of that kind of caper, right? Yeah. So 1,500 quid. No, it's nothing. Not to a solicitor. They're barely worth their time. But it is their bread and butter. You were going to catch up on the notifications. Yes. Hang on, I'm just chopping up a bit of log. I feel like I'm doing things at the same time. Diet slung 2 quid in the bucket. Thank you, Diet. Essentially, the move worked out in the end. Do you want to skip to the end version, or do you want another riveting story? For crying out loud, I'm pretty good at doing a riveting story, I'll have you know. Hey. 1,220 Bobby has been a member of the Fail Brigade for 79 long months. Welcome back. Thank you. It is super to be back. Chill Bill slung a tenner in the bucket. Thank you, Bill. A small donation towards the flock wallpaper in the downstairs cloakroom. Downstairs cloakroom has a questionable wallpaper choice in there at the moment. It's not that ostentatious. There's some zigzags in a strange colour, and it's got a pink lamp in there. I don't hate it, but I'm going to change it. Yeah. Right, and Tim's been a member for 60 long months. Thank you, Tim. You finally caught up. Good. Yeah. So where was I up to? Oh, right. Yeah. No, I'm still waiting for a date to get in here. Right, and the reason that I'm waiting for a date is because I'm trying to confirm with my removal company. I'm not moving it all up there. I am not doing it. No, someone else can do it. It's about a 3.5 hour drive. We have one. There is a trailer. Hold on, I've got to liaise with the team. Oh. We've got a trailer. There's the little green one. Is that not big enough?
No, we need bigger trips now that we've got the produce for it.
Yeah. In which case, make good decisions and acquire a trailer. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. It's nice that they ask. I mean, at some point we'll have enough money that people don't care and they just start buying things willy-nilly. A junior barrister's only 25 grand a year. That's about minimum wage. They're not very much for a junior. And I tell you, I had a junior on both sides, and neither of them are worth the price of admission. Bjorn's been a member for 72 long months. Time does fly. It really does. Welcome back. Thanks for the Videotronic Entertainment. Well, the Videotronic Entertainment ratchets back up again next week. It's a whole video a day. Yeah. No, I'm going old school. I've had time to think about it. And I've had time to look at the performance of various videos that I've done. Because I've been experimenting only a couple of times, experimenting with kind of longer form video, as in super long, thinking, that might be interesting, and it's not something I've really tried before. And frankly, even if each episode only gets 1,500 views or something like that, then it's still worth the price of admission. Especially given that I can turn it around quite quickly. So there's that. 100 Leaf Orchid's been around for 21 long months. You missed the start of the story. Any chance I could start from the top? No, it's on video though. You can just rewind. I think that's a thing that still happens. And Danish Thinker has been a member for 39 long months. It's good to see me back. It is good to see me back. And me front. Yeah. No. Good. No, I'm happy to be here. Glad to see you all have remembered where all the buttons are. That's yes, I used yawl there casually. Anyway, 20th of April was what I was originally told. Obviously, the 20th of April came, it went, still hadn't particularly got a date, and they said 24th. The 24th is go. 24th is go. And you go, right, okay, 24th is go. And I go, can you guarantee that date? Because I'm going to get the removal people booked. And they said, we need to talk to some solicitors. And I went like, oh, good God. I said, well, look, if they want indemnification, I'll pay it. But, I mean, what I need is confirmation. Nothing else particularly matters. Just confirm the flipping completion date. Because they won't accept if I can't confirm the completion date. I think that tree was about to move. And I amputated a bit of it. That means it doesn't want to move anymore. This texture's doing something weird. Don't think I didn't notice. Maybe I've got the wrong anti-aliasing turned on and it's doing something peculiar. Yeah, well, it's doing something peculiar. That's for, it could be because it's running on a server. Oh, yeah. Anywho, got in. I arrived at 11 o'clock on the morning of the 24th. And they were still in the process of moving out. Now, typically, your line-up time is midday, and I'd got 5 lads on board trucks coming up. This is the point at which I kind of go, no, you'll get on one van. It'll be easy. One van will be enough. Big box van, but one van. No, this was a 2-van job, which has made me go, I got too much stuff. I've got way too much stuff because obviously I'm moving a family household, and I might, despite it only being me and Cat, he doesn't have many possessions. No, he's got his Xbox and that's about it. Yeah, no, and by X I mean it's X food. Huh? Yeah, no, that was spontaneous. I just made no. All right, okay, please yourselves. Hang on, there's someone at the door. I won't be a mo. That's unusual. Sorry, usually I'd ignore it because I'd have a parcel box set up. I bought a parcel box, but I haven't set it up yet. It's in the hallway. It's in the hallway. Have I been swatted? No, I think it would be a bit early for that. No, it was just an Amazon man. No, yeah, you see, everything. I'm still new, and therefore about mystery. That's never going to move. You maniacs. Yeah, right. Where are we? Pick the log up. Yeah, so they're still moving out, and I'm parked up at the side of the road looking shifty. And so I went to go like, you all right? Because I got quite a few lads and vans turning up. They go, we'll be done. We've had all kinds of crisis, and I go, if you're on target, no drama, take as long as you need. The lads turn up and I go, I can sponsor you for lunch if you want to go get lunch. Because they were planning to stay here overnight. Anyway, not here in the house, but here in town. Because obviously with vans, you've got the amount of driving limit that you can do. So they wanted to be done early because then they had the choice to drive back same day. And it all worked out. So yeah, we had to wait an extra half an hour or something like that. And then everything progressed in the way that it should do. And the lads unloaded all my tat in no time at all. They all got very excited when I explained what I did for a living. They moved stuff around. Now then, so there you go. So that's it. All in, all done. But what a monumental pain in the flipping chutney. Just monumental pain. Consequently, I'm never moving again. They're gonna wheel me out of here in a box or a bag or a bucket. One or the other will be absolutely fine. Oh, hold on, you missed a generous so-and-so. Hang on. Kevin, you generous so-and-so has chucked 20 euros in the bucket. Thank you, Kevin. Much appreciated. For a few pints down my new local. I haven't picked one out yet. I haven't even scouted for it. I've been doing some pottering. Not potting, bit of pottering around the house since then. On the trip up, 3.5 hour drive, I put Jeff in his safety basket, and he's used to his safety basket. He doesn't object too greatly when I shove him in it. He goes, "Oh, we're off to the vets, are we?" And I went, "Not this time, son. No, we're going quite a little bit further." And from about 45 minutes to an hour in, he was non-stop yowling. And obviously he can't hear my somewhat terse response that he gets to that. And obviously he manages to keep it up. I'm not kidding, constantly. And it was doing my flipping head in. Now, I wasn't about to let him out and just roam around the car and have a rare old time. No, not while you're driving. It's inadvisable, probably illegal. So he's in his safety bucket. I'm chucking occasional snack-like treats through there in the hope it shuts him up. It doesn't shut him up. Not even flipping slightly. No, he's just non-stop, and I'm going completely berserk at him. Not much makes me go up, but Jeff just makes me go. Because I'm trying to listen to an audio book, and he's going flaming bananas, and I'm... it's not me at my most attractive, I'll be completely honest. Regardless, we're about half an hour from our final stop, and he manages to break out of his cage. Plastic job, right? Plastic hutch with a metal thingamajiggle on the front. Well, he managed to dig out the metal thing on the front, and I catch him as he's halfway out. One hand on the steering wheel, one hand on the cat. Shoved the cat back in the bucket. Flipped the bucket round the other way. Wedged it against the passenger seat. Nice empty road. I was going quite slowly. Don't worry about it. Okay. Still horribly illegal, but should have put the emergency hazard lights on and then strangled the cat. No. Don't advocate for murdering Jeffy for being a git and not really understanding what's going on. So we kept going. Got there. He kept flipping, making howling like the world was ending. Oh, no. Oh, we haven't even got to that yet. Oh, this is a good story. This is a story that keeps on giving. It's got lots of Jeff in it, and the kids love the Jeff angles. So there's more Jeff still to come. Anyway, got there, got Jeff back in his bucket, and this is totally worth my time hauling this thin sliver. I stuck him on top of the car in his bucket while we waited for people to move out. The lads turned up, they moved us in. I secured Jeff in one of the back bedrooms. Here's the thing about cats. If you don't own one, I'd done research and everything. I'd done all sorts of research. How to look after your cat when you're moving house. I don't like cats. You know this. This is not fresh information. No, I don't like cats. I like Jeff enough to keep feeding him. But fundamentally, no, I'm not a cat person at all. He has got a pass whereby he can stay with me until he's done with existing, after which there will be no replacement. I've got children, I don't need pets. So after the lads have gone, I shut Jeff in. What you're supposed to do, right, is you enclose the cat in one room while you're doing the unloading and unpacking and all of that kind of stuff, so that they can feel like they have one room that is theirs, right? You don't introduce them to too much at a time, because you know they want to feel like, okay, yeah, I've got a handle on this, before they expand their perimeter. Once the lads are done, I opened the door and he could run around the house freely, so he did, very slowly. The main thing is your cat is highly unlikely to just leg it out the door if you give them the opportunity, because they're cautious animals, these domesticated things. Yeah, very, very cautious. They're not just going to charge. So if they do make a bolt for it, you can catch them quite easily because they'll be stood right next to you. And you go, oh, left the door open. Yeah, so he's exploring all of the climbing facilities in the house, and he climbs into a cast iron coal-fired cooker. Proper antique. It was one of the things that attracted me to the house. Was it had still got the authentic, I'm not talking fireplace, I'm talking stove, right? Cast iron stove. It's magnificent. And I thought, stupidly, that it hadn't been in use. Turns out, had been in use. And so the white cat, Jeffy, comes out no longer white. No, very much postman failure and his black and white cats at that point. So I had to go and acquire cat shampoo. And I've had to give him medicinal shampoo in the past, because it had been 2 days and I just went, not an Aga, it's not sealed at the front, it's got like an open fireplace, and then a whole bunch of other, hold on, I'm about to get mowed, yeah, and a whole bunch of other gubbins going on. So yeah, I'll do pictures for Fail Brigade folk if I remember and can be bothered. Yeah, and so it's been a couple of days now. Normally when he gets mucky, you don't worry about it too much. Just not no. I mean, you let them go outside, and if it's been raining, then they get washed off and they take care of the rest of it themselves. Jeff became a tuxedo. Yeah, no, he totally did. And I went like, well, you've got to stay in the house for at least a week, because he needs to feel and understand that this is his house, that this is where he lives now. Now, he's not going to abscond and go home. He'll have no chance of that, not unless he's got ways. He'd never find it. I don't know what kind of interior sat-nav cats have, but I don't think it is that flipping excessive. So I have to give him a shower. And I went like, he hates having a shower. And so I go to the pet shop and I said, you got any recommendations? I've got to give this cat a full shower because he's covered in actual soot. Why am I being attacked by a tree? Why? No. And I go, guidance would be recommended. They go, the first thing, put a towel down in the bottom of the bathtub that you're washing him in. Because cats really can't handle when they can't get purchase on something. They need to be able to grip it. And I went, that's really good advice. Thank you very much. Maybe it'll chill him out a bit. No. Because this was not a get the cat damp, rub in medicinal shampoo and let it sit. No. This was get the cat wet and then rub in pet shampoo until you've got a lot of the dirt, and then rinse it back off again. And you kind of go, this is normally in a medicinal approach, you're looking at 3 minutes in, out, done. And then the cat mistrusts you and anywhere even close to the bathroom for the following week. This, if I'd have been able to do the full job, 10 minutes, easy 10-minute job, that he would not have flipping enjoyed at all. No, I didn't go with any kind of safety gloves. I went like, no, you see, oh, for crying out loud, I've been run over by a tractor. I was crossing. I was there for. You got a log underneath you. There we go. All right, that's it. I hope we bought that trailer and didn't just lease it. I mean, I'm not opposed to leasing things, but that's money that we never see again. Buying a trailer that we're going to get to use forever and a day, perfectly fine. Where did we get a golf cart from? That was not an authorised purchase. There better be something practical this thing does. And why are there 4 of you just running around in a golf cart? Why is the trailer upside down?
It's not the right way up that trailer.
What have you done? Why are you idiots playing golf? And why is the trailer upside down? And why are 3 out of the 4 of you not helping? Just
I've got to get in here.
seriously, it's a rental. It shouldn't be a rental. Elzar's chucked fire in the bucket for treats for Jeff. Career instancy has been a member for 27 long months. I'll continue the Jeff story in a moment.
stuck on the top.
I just need to chastise the team who are really doing a very. You're trying to write this trailer, and you're not going to get there with that bit of equipment. Yeah, no, I see what you're thinking. Go fast enough, and it'll flip back over again. Go and get the forklift.
What, forklift? Hold on.
Yeah, use the forky fork to flip it over. Or the winch. Either of these things will work. And what practical purpose? Is this purely for towing this little trailer? If so, I'll allow it. If not, I'll still allow it because it's a daft, stupid thing that you can have 3 passengers and therefore what's not to like. But at the same time, it's not helping us achieve our objectives now, is it? When I say our... Can we have a tractor down here? The forklift has got stuck in the mud. Because I'm working with... And now our superb off-road golf cart is trying ramming speed and is also getting stuck in the mud. Tractor down the bottom of the hill, please. This needs a oh, the magic bale.
Hey.
I like it. Now just get the forklift truck unscrewed and then we'll be operational theoretically. Now this is using the most feeble of our tractors, but it is getting the job done anyway. It is. Can we have a larger tractor, please? The tractor number 1 has not got the job
This
done.
won't attach
We
to
need a
that
Massey
trailer.
Ferguson or get out. Oh, okay. We're going to try ramming speed. I mean, the fact that you're towing a baler at the same time possibly is not the most helpful. I mean, it's anybody's guess, fundamentally. This is why I act in a managerial capacity, because I get to sound like, you know, oh, I'd never have done that. Yeah.
It's not evident.
Need a
I'll
bigger
drop this thing
tractor.
down.
Yeah.
Flip it before the terrain.
I regret having invited the forklift truck down, and now, of course, the golf cart's getting in the way. Love it. There we go.
Yeah.
Bigger tractor to the rescue.
Your
Thanks,
power.
team. Good work, keeping the dream alive.
You can stop pushing me now.
Hey, we got 90 grand. Don't spend it on
Can
more
you-
frivolous vehicles.
Can you buy a windrower?
Can we buy a windrower?
Breaking up the grass.
How much?
You choose. How big do you want to go?
I think we need some more forks, guys. We've got all this lot to load and only 1 forklift.
No. We've emptied half of this already with just 1 forklift. We don't need more. Sure, it would happen quicker, but we're going to run out of stuff that we're actually... Hang on, I'll up the tempo a little bit. But we're running out of stuff... I'll up the tempo a little bit more. Running out of stuff that actually needs loading. So I wouldn't stress it. I wouldn't worry about it. It's all good. No, hold on the windrower. Maybe. Yeah, all right, you can get a windrower. Don't spend more than about 30 grand on it. Or lease one for like $1,000.
Can we just get a proper grass cutter instead?
Yeah, but to attach to what?
True.
Right.
Basically,
I mean, we could get a
70
second. We could get a second push it around lawnmower.
The
That'd
70
speed
grand,
things up.
Grass cutter does windrowing as well.
Well,
You
do we
can
have more
spend
people or
40 grand on things to make mowing the lawn better.
Okay.
If that's another mower, if that's a windrower, whichever. If the windrower can attach to the back of the golf cart, that works.
Don't think so.
Definitely
Oh,
got
I see what you
something
mean.
back there.
So the
It's got a
loading
3-point, so
speed
it might
is the
work.
current issue.
Yeah. We've got that.
Right. Gotcha.
Go to who's got the golf cart?
In which case, get another
Okay.
lawnmower. Because that's
That's a
someone else who can be working.
Yeah.
But don't spend too much because, hang
What
on,
did
how
we
much is
just
how
buy?
much is our next field?
Windrower. Needs a 3-point, so you can attach
Right,
it to the back
we
of your
are
golf cart.
here,
Oh, two at
obviously.
once, Pink. Nice one.
That's it's 102 grand for the next field. We can be there in about 20 minutes.
Even more so. If,
Work
John
hard,
can,
boys. Pull together.
That's the spirit. Yeah, good. Right. So Rusty's been a member of the Fail Brigade for 64 long months. Thank you, Rusty. Oh, your father passed away. I'm sorry to hear that. My condolences. And Career Insincere has been a member for 27 long months. I'm going to buy another cat and call her Steph. There's a pun in there, but I don't know what it is. No, I mean, it's obviously a joke because everyone knows I'm not going to. Staphylococcus? No, I don't know. Yeah, right, yeah, so, good, and then. So, I've got a shampoo, I've got a towel in the bottom of the bath. I've got Jeff. Come on, Jeffy, just going on a little adventure. I've got cat shampoo in my back pocket, ready to rock a full big squeezy bottle of cat shampoo. And they go like, you need to use about the same amount as you would, about double the amount that you use toothpaste. I'm going to go, I'm not going to have that option. I'm going to have the option of clamp, flipping squeeze, and get to work. So I get him in the bathtub, and he kind of goes, hold on, this seems familiar. I've been in places like this before, and they weren't fun. But he can't figure it out. So then I've got the water running against the wall to get it up to a nice, sensible cat temperature. You know, just a nice, sensible cat temperature. I've seen videos of cats who really like being in the shower. Jeff is not one of those cats. So yeah, I get him in, and I'm getting him damp. And he's flipping hating it, and he's making an unholy racket. Unholy. And so then I get the shower head away, and I'm doing the shampoo, and I'm going, this flipping soot's not coming out flipping quickly enough. So I'm getting in there and doing that. Gently and nurturing, but quickly, right? He's making a sound like the world's ending, but there is worse to come. And so I go like, right, time for a bit of rinse off. So I've got the shower on him again. I'm trying to flip and get the stuff out there. And he makes a sound that I think is the same sound as if I was trying to cut off his tail with a rusty bread knife. Now, I apologise for the imagery there, but such was the severity of the sound he made, it made it sound like I was trying to murder him. And I can assure you, I most definitely was not. I was trying to get him clean so he didn't get sick from being covered in flaming soot. Because cats clean themselves, right? And so you go like, well, no, I don't want you flipping licking soot off yourself because you're going to ingest that and that's not going to do you any flaming favour. I mean, so I had to cut the full rinse off a bit short because I went like, I can't do this to you anymore. So I proffer him a towel, which he doesn't trust either, and I kind of go, no, you'll like this bit. I wrap him in a towel and try and towel him off a little bit, but he's going on. He's not having any of it. He's going leaving it. He was swearing at me a lot. Yeah, no, it was just going, no, stop it. And so he spent the rest of the evening looking very sorry for himself. I offered him more toweling, not so much. I've previously tried him with a hairdryer. He did not like the hairdryer. And you kind of go, why not? I flipping love the hairdryer. The hairdryer chills me right out, but then again, I can hear it. So there's that. So since then, I have boarded up all the fireplaces, or at least I've placed something in front of them so he doesn't go in there anymore. And he's now got, you know, a selection of fine places that he chooses to sit, which is great. End of chapter. Last week, after we'd been in for a week, I gave him we'd gotten into a routine. He sleeps or lurks over there most of the time, and then once in a while he goes for a little bit of an explore, but he likes being in the same room as me, and I get that. You know, while he's still a little bit unsettled, he wants the certainty of, where is the can opener? And I go, I'm here. Despite the fact it's a pouch these days, it's just not as funny. Can opener is a much funnier way to describe our relationship. And I'm going to go to bed, at which point I secure him in the kitchen, which is where his food and his litter tray, flipping litter trays, man. Holy Christ, do they smell bad. Oh boy. Whoo! It's not good. It's not a good smell. It's not a good smell. And frankly, I'm not emptying that thing completely every day. I'll scoop out his doo-doo and get shot of that. But no, he can have a full change every third or fourth day, because until then, it's fine. Apart from anything else, I've got nowhere to put it. I mean, you put it in a bag and you stick it in the bin, and you kind of go, I don't want a bin that is nout but flipping cat litter, soiled. Yeah. So, so he's... Yes, Jeff? Yeah, what? You got an hour? He'll be up in a sec. He likes jumping on the desk, even though I invite him regularly not to do that. What's the point of the story that we're up to this point of the story? So I go looking for him, and I can't find him. He's nowhere in the house, and he's supposed to be getting used to being to the house being home base. Right? You give him a week and a half, 2 weeks, to get used to where home is, so it feels like it's his turf, right? And so we're like, you know, one week in. And I'm going, all right, okay, fine. And then I realised I'd left my bedroom window open. Air your bedroom window. Here he comes. You know, is he gonna grace us with his presence on the camera? Come on. No, don't just go low immediately. Well, that's going to be anticlimactic for the boys and girls at home. He's right there. He's directly below the microphone. I'm going to let him just chill. It's because he's hassling. This is what he does when he wants feeding, is he comes and sits in front of me, and he gradually encroaches more and more keyboard space. There you go. Until I can no longer function with what it is that I'm trying to do. Yeah. So it turns out he's legged it out my window after a week, because there's a flat roof directly below my window. And a wall that he can make, and the cats of the neighbourhood, of which there are myriad, often do a tour around all the walls, like some kind of American ninja competition, ultimate ninja, I think they call it. Yeah, but they're usually Americans. Ninja warrior, that's what they call it. Yeah, Spider-Manning around on the walls. Do you have to be right in my mouth? You git. So no, he'd legged it out my window, and I went like, well, I'd done everything you're supposed to, because the other thing you're supposed to do is you take used cat litter, you clean out all of the lumpy bits, and no, catwalk is a bad idea. Oh, well, no, he's using the wall as a catwalk. I see what you mean. Not take the cat for a walk. No, don't expose them to areas they're not familiar with, thinking it will help them get familiar with it. No, they hate that. No, instead, he'd just legged it out the window. But no, you take some of the used cat litter after cleaning out the worst of it, and you sprinkle it around your garden, because it introduces his scent to the garden, which means that he's got a tracking beacon for this is where you live, and it means that neighbourhood cats kind of go like, this is my calling card, I'm new to the area. We went with a windrower then. Okay, fair enough. Yeah, so I'd already done all of that, thinking, oh, I'll give it a few days to kind of settle in, bed in, so the opposing cats get used to it. There's been no fights so far. Apparently, according to my neighbours, there is virtually no wildlife in the area. There are, however, no, I didn't mean to do that. There are, however, about 30 cats. And for those of you unaware, a cat in the neighbourhood will destroy the natural running order of nature's bounteous fauna. Yeah, they're a menace, your domesticated cat. They are incredibly bad for the environment. Not to mention the fact they actually are incredibly bad for the environment. The amount of carbon dioxide generated through the manufacture and distribution of cat food alone is horrific. It is genuinely. I'm not making it up because I'm an anti-cat. No, it was in a book. I read it. It had been researched and everything. Yeah, no, pets are really bad for the environment. So there you go. That's all the Jeff news that's fit to print. He turned back up at 2 o'clock in the morning, came back in the window, and I went, great, fine. You are now allowed to hop in and out of the window during the waking hours. At night time, you can still stay in the kitchen because you are completely incapable of shutting up. Which means that he starts complaining at 3 o'clock in the morning and doesn't let up until I've fed him. Or what happens more regularly, I stuff him in the kitchen and close the door. There you go. That's it. For those of you who don't give a damn about cats, I'm done now. That's it. That's the end of that's the end of Cat Hour. Right then, I will now answer any. It's a book called The Flood. I abandoned ship about 3/4 of the way through because it's hard going. It's a series of stories that track forward a few years at a time, going into the future during the climate crisis. Doesn't matter if you are a subscriber to the climate crisis or not. In this regard, you probably won't want to read it anyway. But this is not me preaching climate at you for a change. What? Yeah, no. So yeah, it's following half a dozen different groups of people as the climate gradually goes to pot, and how it turns out. And I thought, oh, okay, bit of a disaster movie going into the future. Speculative fiction then, right? Yeah. That was me thinking. Stephen King had written a note for the back of cover, going, "Oh, this is banging." I paraphrase, so I went, "All right, okay, I'll give this a go." And Stephen King didn't read it. It's what I reckon. Yeah, no, so many unlikable characters, and they took so long to get to anything of interest. So long to get to anything of interest. I just finished The Three Body Problem. I read the first 2 books. I started reading the 3rd book and I gave up on it. Yeah, I just went like, no, you've lost me. you seem to have misplaced the human element to this story that I found to be quite important for kind of grasping what was going on. I thought the first one was good. I thought conceptually the second one was great. Executionally, I found it a little bit hard going. Obviously, I only read it after I'd seen the Netflix show, so I already had a fair grasp of what was going on. Oh, you've finished the first one? The second one's good. The Dark Forest. Yeah. The second one's good. I enjoyed the second one. The third one, I just found it to be a little bit, all right, I'm done here. No, I might have finished it. Can't remember if I did or not. And that tells you everything you need to know. I can't remember it, but I did think it was a little bit. Oh, it's not comedy then. I like books that aren't a comedy, but yeah, no, The Flood. I think it was a 28-hour audio book, and sometimes you want a 28-hour audio book, but in this case, I think if they'd made it a 12-hour audio book, they would have had a better book. But that's just me. That's just me. Yeah. So there you go. That's my review of that. Fortress Inman has chucked a tenner in a bucket. Thanks, Fortress. Welcome back. Hope the new drum is shaping up well. Yeah, it's good. Right. Okay. Someone asked, and I forget who it was. Apologies. It wasn't long ago. You can wave your hand and said, yeah, I asked that question. Someone asked, what attracted me to this area in the first place? Okay, so last summer I went, I need to sell this house for a couple of reasons. But first and foremost being I genuinely couldn't afford to keep paying for it. It was costing me an absolute fortune, because when we bought I mean, it's that time of year, friends. We are a week away, 9 days away from the anniversary of herself having passed on. 4 years ago. 4 years ago. And it doesn't. I mean, whole thing changes your perspective of time. Completely changes your perspective of it. And it's not like I'm going, oh no, I'm going to have a shaky day. It's more just an awareness of buy field. Yeah, I'll buy the field. It's more just an awareness of it's that time of year. And so, you know, I try to be wary of what if my emotional state is not normal, because it's that time of year. I've got a pretty good handle on when that's going to that's most likely to manifest. Regardless. Right, let's get this new field bought. All right, there you go. And buy it. Doink. Okay, we now own number 5. We own 3, 4, and 5. I'll just communicate that to the team.
I'll buy the other tree.
We now own number 5. We now own the next bit of land as well. It's going to need ploughing and seeding with grass. Yeah. Unless there's a crop in there at the moment. I doubt very much.
Freedom. Oops.
Sawmill is now full of wood.
Okay, cool. Yeah,
I don't know how much wood we're going to get out of the next one, because it didn't cover an awful lot of extra land. Yeah, this is owned by me. That one's not.
Can this pick up the trailer?
Not that trailer.
It looks like it is literally just the ploughed area that we actually own. It's currently not fertilised. No, there's nothing in there at all. It needs ploughing and planting. That'll be fun for someone. Good. Right, I'll get back to my story. Right, yeah. So, where was I going? Why am I selling the house? Okay, so we bought the house during COVID, right? Which was 6 years ago. Right? The diagnosis happened, we'd got less than 2 years paid on the mortgage out of a 28-year mortgage. Now, we both made good money, so we didn't anticipate that it was going to take 28 years to deal with, but herself earned significantly more than me. Even with my, I do a bit of this and I do a bit of that, and cat and side hustle. No, she was the main earner in the house, and I was perfectly comfortable with that. And so even though we were paying a hellishly large amount every month, it was like, no, it's within the budget that we can afford. Then, of course, she stopped being available to do her contribution. Now, she got life insurance, so, you know, that made all the difference in terms of keep things going. Dovetail Games have quite a lot of companies in the games industry, and I imagine quite a lot of companies everywhere have what's called a death in service policy as part of your package. And your death in service policy is typically some multiplier of your annual salary. Now, she worked at Dovetail, I worked at Dovetail, but she was like a big dog, and I was just like, you know, some dude who did a bunch of clever things to try and make people less angry. And that's how I wanted it. I've tried being ultra senior, and I didn't enjoy it. Yeah, no, ultra senior just doesn't appeal to me. I would always rather be doing the work. I want to be where the rubber meets the road. And so as long as people get out of my way and let me do that, then I can make all the difference. Yeah, and at Dovetail they kind of went like, "For you use some when you're talking to the punters, it makes us very uneasy, but then we see how they respond to it, and we gotta go like, yeah, he clearly does know what he's doing." And I go, yeah, I really do know what I'm doing. And all you've got to do is, as they say in the trade, let him cook. Anyway, yeah, so it ended up just being me. So I was able to stay on top of it for a little while. I used a bit of the life insurance to stay on top of it. I used, my own income to stay on top of it. But it was very clear this was not going to be sustainable. And plus, that house had never been ideal for my purposes. It was a lovely house, very happy in it. We spent a lot of time together in that house, and it was the right house for us. And this is just so she, doesn't have a go at me from the other region. No, I was very happy with it, but it was never a house that suited me particularly. So I started looking around, and I went like, well, I quite fancy coastal. I like the sea. Sea's good. Ideally somewhere where the sea isn't rapidly, encroaching. But I started going up the East Anglian coast because it was close to where I was already, and it's an area I know really well. And I was going like, I was finding houses that were within my price range, and the price range I was aiming for was, with the liquidity built up in that house, because obviously we'd stuck a mortgage on it, but we'd also put a deposit on that as well. So, there was a small amount of profit to be had from it, which added to a bit of life insurance. I went, if I can find the prices right, then I can go mortgage free. And that frees up all kinds of possibilities for, you can now do what you want, and you can chase what makes you happy, and you don't need to worry about having to bring in a chuffing fortune. So that was the motivating factor. Try and find somewhere that had got a bit of workshop space, where I can do things that I can do. Some of the more stupid video projects that I've got in mind, I'm sure they've thought this through. I mean, it's a delight, and it's working, so you'll get no argument from me. One can only hope that the team think, you know what, maybe we shouldn't load it up that much, or corner that quickly in the future. Will the team think that? I doubt it very, very much. Yeah, no. I tried that, Caldo. Yes, I did have a job. When I was at Green Man Gaming, I was a very, very senior. And I did end up doing a lot of the work myself, and I got told off for it. It said, no, your job is to oversee everybody else doing the work. And I said, but I want to make sure it's done as well as I can do it. And I'm one of the foremost at this kind of behaviour. This was kind of surveying. I go, because surveying is an art. It's not just analytics. It is. It's as stupid as, or rather as nuanced as, ask the questions in the right order. Because every question you ask in a survey influences how follow-up questions will be answered. Yeah. Yeah. Right? Yeah. And therefore ask, you kind of go like, this question is going to make them quite cross. So let's leave that until we've got all the questions where we want them more thoughtful and a bit more neutral. Let's leave it until after that. That kind of thing, right? And you can try and teach that stuff, but fundamentally you've got to have spent a long time really wanting to know how people think. And so, you know, I've spent my entire career trying to learn how gamers think. In one part because, you know, dealing with gamers, you can't help it. And in another part because because I'm interested. I want to see how it works. I want to press the buttons and see what happens. So no, I got told off for it. Which, I mean, that job didn't work out with me in the ultra senior role. They went, you're not the right person to be doing the ultra senior role. And I went, I completely agree with you. They go, but we'd love to keep you on as a consultant. And I went, yep, no, totally happy, completely happy to do that. I've had a few of those where they kind of go like, right, we're shaping the organisation very differently now. Activision did the same thing. They're going to go, we're reshaping the studio that you work in, and you are the only European working in this. I'm just trying to make it eat the. Oh, it won't eat the wood because it's full. Yeah, no, they said you're the only European based in Europe working at this American studio, and the project that you were working on that required us or was helpful for us to have a European on the team. Hang on, I'm trying to help, but I keep going too quickly. Boop. Another one. Come on, come on. All right, there you go. Right there. Yeah, so they went like, right, so, you know, so there isn't really a role for you anymore, but we'd love to keep you on as a consultant for the next 18 months, paying you more than we were doing before. I went, what, as well as giving me severance? Well, okay then, yeah, I can do that, I reckon. Not as much work, more money, and a big chunk of money in the first place. Yeah, go on. All right, yeah, I'll do it. Yeah. So yeah, that's what happened when I was ultra senior. Is it just didn't work out, and that was fine. I realised it. They realised it. There's zero animosity going on. I'm far too old to do animosity. Can't be bothered with it. Why be grudgeful? Why are people grudgeful, as Mark E. Smith would have it? Yeah, so they are. Right, yeah, good. What were we talking about? I've got absolutely no idea. Why are you moving house? Oh, right, yeah, okay. So I start looking up the East Anglian coast, because I go, oh, I kind of want coastal. But my budget was good. Good budget to buy a house. Not great, but good. A good budget was there to be had. And I found a couple of places that I quite liked. I found an old church, chapel, out in a village in the wilds of Norfolk, and I kind of went, yeah, yeah, this is quite good. And the main chapel room itself that had been converted was spec-flippintacular. And I went, this is amazing. The bedrooms were piddly, the kitchen was miserable, the village was like a ghost town. And I'd gone there to look at it with my daughter, and she goes, did you notice how 50% of the houses are up for sale? And I went, I did not. And so we moved on from that. But I kept working my way up the coast. Kept working my way up the coast, and eventually I ended up with Grimsby in my catchment radius, and I'd not considered it. It was a bit further north than I'd previously been looking at. Well, quite a lot further north. It is genuinely considered to be north, and I've always liked being in the north. So I went like, oh, yeah, okay. And then I found one house, and I went like, what's wrong with it? There is no way that house is that amount of money. And because this was a house that you're going to go, if you put that house anywhere else in the country, you triple the amount that you charge for it. You put it in London, you 10x it. No, there's absolutely no way that house costs that amount of money. I'm going to have to go and have a look. So I tried to book an appointment to see that one, couldn't get one, but I found another dozen that were very similar in the same part of town. And I went, okay, I'll drive up there and I'll just see, are there like machine guns going off 24 hours a day and mortars landing and all of that kind of stuff. No, it's just, it is a neglected part of the country. It used to be at the forefront of the British fishing industry, which obviously was gutted. And since then, there has been no investment. Now, it's not the easiest to get to. It is quite isolated. I mean, it's a proper town, proper small town, but it's not like it's a one-horse establishment. So I came up and I had a look and I went, this reminds me of Liverpool. Obviously on a smaller scale, but Liverpool, very similar architecturally, where it's a lot of industrial revolution through to Victorian red brick townhouse kind of construction, because that's the era at which it was the most prosperous. But Liverpool, obviously having the scale of being a city, for starters, certainly makes a difference. And then having had a ton of investment and, having all of its cultural heritage and what have you, also makes a big difference. But I got the same vibe. I got the same feel from it. And I loved living in Liverpool. I'd even considered moving back to Liverpool again. But the houses were just slightly more expensive. I'm 100% a northerner in a southerner's body. I've been married twice. First wife was from Merseyside, second wife was from Yorkshire. I went to university in Manchester. I've lived in Liverpool for 3 years. My mum's from Manchester. My dad's from Leicester, Midlands. They just ended up in the south. I am a displaced northerner. I like the north. Way more than the south. Way. I've never felt comfortable in the south. To be honest, the house that I just left, I'd lived in for 6 years between owning it and renting it. And that was the longest I'd lived anywhere since I was 15. And I had no affiliation with that town particularly. I had no friends who lived in that town particularly. Humbert RNLI's newest recruit could do. It's tempting. So I did my due diligence. I looked around because firstly, the houses are insanely cheap. You can't believe how cheap it is cheap. Now, I mean, as my youngest daughter pointed out, she goes, "So you're gentrifying it then?" And I went, "I wouldn't put it that way." Yes, I totally am. I'm introducing capital to the region through my own shopping experiences and behaviours. I don't know if I got away with that or not. South is wealthier, North has much more character. Well, I agree with the second part most definitely, but I mean, if you extend it to Cornwall, for those of you outside the UK, Cornwall, the bottom bit that sticks out on the left-hand side of Great Britain, right? Cornwall, incredibly expensive to live there, and just as neglected as the North in terms of how it is economically. And then you've got the likes of Kent. Kent's a really weird one because the whole of Kent is basically Luton in terms of its level of prosperity, but the amount that people are charged there to live and work there is basically London. It's incredibly bad, and that is why the people of Kent vote the way that they have a tendency to do, because they're on the forefront of neglect. Yeah, a lot of poverty, particularly around Thanet. Yes, no, totally. I could go into the political why people vote in a particular way, and you won't ever hear me calling voters who pick one direction versus another stupid, because they're not. I mean, there are people who are better and worse off in terms of how far they've reached academically, but it's got absolutely nothing to do about that. I did look at Lowestoft. I just couldn't find a house that I liked. I was looking between Lowestoft. I was looking just off the A12 between Great Yarmouth and Lowestoft. Those who know. But no, couldn't find anything that I liked, or nothing that really yelled to me. Ended up going around King's Lynn, you see, and then keep going up. Sorry, the British geography, it's not interesting, unless it is. And then there you are. So yeah, so I've moved to Grimsby. Other reasons for moving to Grimsby, because I did my due diligence. I went, if I'm going to live there, then I'm not going to just be a bloke who resides in one room of his house. I'm going to get out and do stuff. So I went, is there a war games club? And there is. There's a very good independent war game place. I like a war game. Did I consider Cromer? I certainly did consider Cromer. Yes. I did the whole coast. I did all of it. Yeah. Yeah, I know. I seriously, totally did. Yeah, I considered all of it. Just didn't find anywhere that sang to me. Clearly it has Tinternet. Not only does it have Tinternet, I've got the fastest Tinternet I've ever had. It's insane, particularly for upstream. Yeah, no, my speed tests have always been a little bit so far. So, number one, yeah, there's a war games club. Number two, a lot of the former docks area is now independent galleries for artists. Now, those of you who tune in know that I am a lapsed artist, not in a visual artist kind of a way, in a pretentious artist kind of a way. And that's not even self-effacing. That is just what it is. I understand art, and I like what I like. I've created some mayhem there. Backspin. Do a caterpillar. No? All right. Yeah, so there's like half a dozen, maybe more than that, art places going on down there, and that's a community I could hang out in quite readily. If I want to hang out with dudes, well, there are two primary options. There's the War Games Club, obviously, because they're pretty much dude exclusive. Sure, they'd love to have girls go along, but girls don't want to be Space Marines. Not very often. I can generalise because I feel like it. Then there's the light railway, the North Lincolnshire Light Railway. And it's all volunteer run, and I've gone, I could go and hang out with the North Lincolnshire Light Railway. They probably won't let me drive anything because they probably fight over who gets to do that. I don't know a thing about being a mechanic, but I could certainly wear a little hat and be a ticket collector. Flipping, let's go. I could be a red coat, in a blue uniform that fits me badly. Yes, baby. Ceci n'est pas un peep. Indeed. The treachery of images. There was a very good thread on Reddit that I was going to repost where some smarty pants who has a tech leaning posted a genuine Monet, a picture of a Monet on Twitter and said it was AI, and then got the Twitter respondents to tell him what gave it away as being AI. And obviously cherry-picked the comments, but it's a whole bunch of pretentious-sounding people going, oh, you can see that the brushstrokes have got no passion in them, and that it just doesn't understand the way that the composition needs to be done. And I found it interesting because it is exactly what I object to most of all, which is unthinking critique. Because it has been done using this method, it is automatically bad. You put the Fishing Heritage Museum's worth a visit. I plan on going. I'm going to do all of it. Unthinking critique drives me up the wall. Not actually employing a level of critique that takes into account any kind of nuance or individual thought or making your own flipping mind up. Drives me up the wall. Anyway, there's that. So number 2, the light railway. No, number 3 is the light rail. Well, I thought, okay, I could probably get on with those people. I'll be the sexy one. And then number 4 is the beach down from Cleethorpes is one of the foremost land sailing destinations in Great Britain. And I've always wanted to do land sailing, and my brother's a sailor. And when I mentioned that, he goes, I'm coming to stay. Because obviously he fancies it as well. He goes, you're going to get yourself a blow cart. That's what they're called. Land sailing, yeah. Like a little go-kart with a full sail, and you're tearing around on a big flat sandy beach. And I've gone, oh yeah, quite fancy that. Now, obviously, I'm a porker, so I've got to lose a little bit of weight before we do that. Otherwise, I'll be there with all my wheels dug into the sand, and I won't be going anywhere. But, frankly, one could stand to lose a little bit of weight and get a smidge more healthy. So yeah, there you are. Good, yeah. And that's. And I went like, you know what? That's enough. If I can't find a group of people who I'm quite happy knocking around with, out of that broad and varied selection, then there really is nowhere. Yeah, so I haven't really been anywhere yet because I've just been bedding in, I've been getting used to it, getting stuff kind of set up. I'm not decorating because the house needs quite a lot of work. Now, you might not be able to make it out, but the reason why I like this house, it's a late Victorian red brick townhouse, and the ceiling is all the way up there. This room is about 3 and a bit meters tall. It is full high ceilings throughout. Now, obviously, it's single skin because it's brick only, which means that have fun heating it. It's just had fresh central heating put in. Obviously, it does nothing for the insulation, but the heating works like an absolute boss. But the electrics all need replacing, and that's only because they're old, right? So it needs a new consumer unit, a new fuse board, and there aren't enough sockets, and it probably needs rewiring. I've found half a dozen bits of wiring that have made me go, I'm not going anywhere near that. In here, for example, this is a room where I'll use quite a lot of power, and so I want to make sure that it is well and truly up to code, and future-proofed as well. You know, so far, touch wood, no problems. Touch that wood and this table. My desk doesn't really fit in here very well. It's a good size. It's a big room, but it's just not quite right. Can you sell this exclamation mark head? I don't know what that is. I could grant the. Excuse me. Oh, I've been trapped by a tractor. I'll communicate with the team in a moment. Yeah. So the first thing that I'm doing, I'm getting a new damp-proof course put in, and I'll probably get the exterior brick repointed. You can then put a treatment on that works very, very well for handling quite a lot of insulation problems. But no, there's like a brick seal that you can do that works well. I saw a YouTube video, and therefore I'm an expert now. I'll tell you what, I'm going to feed the cat because I'm getting a sore throat because I'm out of practice. I'll be back presently. What do I usually do during these moments? I press the AFK button. I'll tell you what, I'll even open up the Discord chat so you can hear the team talking about their plans, if they have any. They're entirely silent and just working happily. There you go. I'm going to feed the cat, amuse the stream.
Okay.
We're hard at work, boss.
Kind of hard to amuse.
If anybody's about that could, flip me back over again, that'd be much appreciated.
Where are you at?
Whereabouts are you?
On the road. Near 7
On the
and
road.
8.
Good location.
Pretty good stuff.
Yeah.
On the way back.
Rescue mission.
Near 7 and 8. I'm kind of rolled over.
7 and 8. Oh yeah. Come dude.
Yes, and it was working. Watch this. This forklift is amazing.
He didn't get very far, did he?
Oh, nearly. Not quite.
That's some business there.
Oh dear.
World's greatest forklift.
Sorry, I'll get out of your way. I'm in awe.
Not quite.
I go and drive it in front of us.
I did it. Wait, too much. I did it. Okay, now I just need to disconnect the two.
Jesus.
Come on, Tut. Come on, Tut. Come on. Yeah, got it. No,
Careful.
now in the bush.
There you go. All right, let's go. Yeah, Richard, do you want like a proper trailer for that thing so you can put more bales in the back?
Oh, right, okay. Take one slowly.
Yeah.
I'm not sure we
Where
really
do you
need
want
this much anymore, do we?
No. We just
Well, I
need,
missed
we
a
need
bit.
something, another tractor. Like.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Don't worry.
What a tunnel down here.
Oh yeah, there's some down that end.
There's some behind the shed as well. I don't know if you picked them up
Yeah.
the other side.
No, not yet.
I'm returning. Let's turn this all back on. There you go.
That is speed feed.
This field's come up nice.
It's right, isn't it?
Yeah,
Can you sell
yeah,
that
it's pretty
shed
good.
that's in the middle of the field?
And we've got 70 grand. What have we spent money on? Thank
golf
you,
cart.
Tim. Great to have the weekend social club back. There's my
Golf
camera.
cart, big trailer,
And thank you,
the
Elzarf. Thank you,
windrow.
Tim. Sorry, we did what? Sorry, pardon.
The golf cart, the big bale trailer, and then the windrow as well.
Cool. Okay.
Can you sell that big shed that's sitting in the
The
middle
little
of the field?
shed.
I can't.
Little shed.
No,
Why not?
can't do it. Which big shed? You mean
Little one
this
down
this
here.
little one down here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I can't. I've tried.
Because it gives me the option
Oh.
to sell, but it's greyed out.
Yeah, because you don't have permissions.
Does it really?
Yeah,
Hold on.
construction menu.
Let me give it some Shift P action. That. Yeah. Get gone.
Thank you.
Hey.
292 smackers.
I don't care. It was worth it just to get the flipping
I think
the space back. Oh yes.
Right. Can
That's-
anyone see any more things that need bailing?
I've got a
Not
rogue
bale,
bale
bale.
down here. Good. Right. I think the next bit of plan is going to be hit the accelerator and let's move forward by a month or two. Have we got grass seed? Daft,
Yeah.
are you currently... Sorry, there's two Scots. So you're going to be Daft. There aren't two Scots. All right. Scott! No, but that's then referring to him as his nationality. Oh, flipping heck. Daft! Are you putting in grass seed there?
Yes, yes. I-
Thank you. Good. Right. Yeah. Super. Yeah. It's the perils of trying to be polite.
I mean, you're the first one to figure out that it's nationality and not name, so it's...
Well, yeah. Yeah, I figured that was the case. Lix has chucked €110 in the bucket. Could I get a woo from the crowd, please? Most impressive. Very good.
Good to be there,
and
Thank you,
different-
Lix. Yeah,
goes down
no,
so
much
well.
much appreciated.
Can we get a stump
oh
grinder so
dear.
we could throw in these last
Yeah, we
bits?
should be able to afford that now. shouldn't we?
Right, I have to figure out what the next element of the plan is, which means looking at the
bales
map,
over here,
which is
guys.
not the most riveting.
Where?
Fire in the trailer.
Just the other
Never
where I
fear.
am in the tractor.
There we go. You've got all sorts of woos and whoops and ooh even going on there, because Elzar's clearly a child on the internet. But I mean, aren't we all in some fact?
Well, I
Oh,
like how
Dopey
you can
Dalek
forklift
also
before the
asked, "Is there a railway
Oh, it's
room
like
in the house?" Yes,
Is there a railway room?
a railway room. Have I got room to do a model railway in the house? Yes, I have. I have a dedicated room that will be significant enough to do a model railway. It's currently full
live
of
the dream.
boxes because I'm not. Because this is why I'm not decorating, because I've got to do the rewiring and get the damp proof in, and then get a bunch of plastering done before I even think about any kind of decorating or flooring or anything like that. The floor in here, it kind of needs replacing. It's fine, but it's not great. And also, if I'm going to be using this as my primary recording room, it's got a hardwood floor with a rug on it at the moment, which is fine, but it ought to have carpet. I know it's very classless, but I do have multiple other rooms that are hardwood only, so I don't feel like I'm letting the side down. I'm not planning on turning this piece of heritage work, on which note it is in... let's turn Discord off, I'm boring for them. Yeah, it is within a conservation area. which means I am not allowed to change the nature of the outside street-facing view of the house. So I couldn't put up a render, for example, over the top of the brickwork. I have to keep the sash windows, pretty much all of which need replacing, and they should be made of wood, although I've noticed a few of my neighbours have gone with plastic. I'd rather stay with wood. I didn't buy it because I want to change the character of it. I bought it because I love it the way it is. You know? Yeah. Oh, there you go, Nick. A slung of tenner in a bucket. Welcome to Grimsby. You were brought up there, rather fond of the place, now in Louth, which is worth a visit. I plan on visiting everywhere locally. I want to get a feel for the area. I mean, you'll know, Nick, the A180, flipping love that road. I love it. Why? Because it's a dual carriageway that absolutely nobody uses. And therefore you've got 4 lanes of road, obviously 2 going the wrong way, that you can just rip it up. And you just kind of go, this is brilliant. It's in great nick as well, because it's clearly never been used as much as it was expected to be. But no, it's fantastic. Yeah, so no, I plan on going all over the place. I want to take the time and become a local. I'm even going to go and watch the Mariners play to see if I like the vibe. If I like the vibe, I might become a... We covered Cleethorpes Miniature Railway, covered it. Already mentioned, it was one of the selling points. Yeah, I haven't been across the Humber Bridge yet. I'm saving that. I plan on making a day trip out of it, going and seeing what Hull's made of, but at the same time taking the Humber Bridge there and back, because that's a flipping marvel. But yes, no, I will be doing, at some point, I will be building a model train set of some kind. N-gauge. I've already got loads of N-gauge stuff. So, yeah. Right, I'm accelerating the speed, fellas. Here we go. Speed is maxed. Enjoy the speed being maxed for a bit. Yeah, so yeah, I've got a model railway room. Plus, those who know, I've also got a Red Line Fury room. Yeah, no, 2 separate rooms, and they're not bedrooms. One is an outside kind of studio shed thing. It's brick built. It's reasonably recently brick built, but it was built very poorly. And the other is it's a bar. It was used as a bar out the back of the kitchen. It's kind of a conservatory. That's where I'm putting the train set. DCC. I'm going DCC. I already know. I've got a vision of what it is that I'm going to be building. It is going to be non-geographically accurate, era accurate though, to kind of late 1960s through to very, very early 1990s. So pretty much pre-sectorization. Yeah. Yeah. BR Blues, baby. Yeah. All diesel. No music studio. That's what I'm using the 3rd bedroom for until I've finished in here. When this room is done, I'll also be able to do music in here as well. This room is big enough to do, just loads of stuff. But at the moment, I'm using the 3rd bedroom for that. Why so many bedrooms, given it's just me? I have a lot of kids, right? And at any one time, anyone under the age of 40 is not having it easy. Probably 45. They're not having it easy. The way that the world is these days, it is brutally hard to get even 1 foot on 1 rung of any ladder. Jobs aren't there that are in any way meaningful and have a career attached to them. They exist, sure, but not in such plentiful terms as you can just go and land it. No, and it's partly fueled by people working longer, partly fueled by the nature of work has changed. You see, now I've spent the entirety of my professional career since 1998, I've worked on the internet. Before then, there weren't any internet jobs. And in 20 years' time, there won't be any internet jobs. It's an industry that will have come and gone in my lifetime. Why won't there be any in 20 years' time? Because all of the, white-collar but relatively straightforward data-based jobs will have disappeared. They'll have been subsumed by automation in one fashion or another. And it doesn't matter if you're going to go, well, AI is not going to take everything. It might. But even if it doesn't, there'll certainly be enough automation going on that those knucklehead jobs won't exist. They won't be around. And so, you've got all the advice being given to young people is, oh, go and be a plumber. People will always need plumbers. And you go, yeah, but not everyone can be a plumber. There are other things out there as well. So it's brutally difficult for them to even get a foothold. So one of my requirements when finding a house was if any 1, 2, 3, 4 of my kids end up going, I can't make this work. If I could live without rent, it would change the dynamic entirely. I've gone like, all right, I want to be able to put them up. And fundamentally, I want to be able to put them all up. And so, I've got two other double bedrooms as well as the one that I'm using. For the price I paid for the house, it is ridiculous. This house was just over half as much as the house that I sold. And it's bigger by a lot. And it's classier. So I don't need the space. This is about, I've got the opportunity to provide some level of housing security for my kids if they need it. Obviously, they all want to be independent and do their own thing. Good luck to them. I want that for them as well. I don't want them knocking around any more than they want to be knocking around where I am. No, they should be able to go off and live their lives and do what they want and get loaded any old time. Absolutely fine with that. But just in case, I want to make sure that they've got, security if they need it. There you go. Yeah, I know. I've whizzed through another month. It's so that the grass has regrown. Is me thinking there. I'll slow it down when we get to morning again. Because at the moment we've got a bit of a disco going on, and that's not exactly ideal. So yeah, N-gauge, late 60s through to early 90s. Late 60s through to early 90s. BR blue. I'll show you, but but it's boxed up. I've also got a tube train that I'll be running, a 1938 stock, but it's in Bakerloo livery. They didn't have it in a Transport for London livery, or it didn't have it in a Transport for London livery that I liked. They had the Isle of Wight version, and then they got the Bakerloo line. So I went with the Bakerloo because I'm going to build a tunnel for it, kind of a cutaway tunnel idea. Run around or end to end. Kind of both. I haven't 100% decided. It's going to fundamentally be end-to-end. Lots of sidings, lots of automation. My goal, for those of you who don't do model railway or railroad, depending on your perspective, you go 00 or HO scale is the main home version, right? That's the main scale that you'll usually see people using, and the guidance is you go HO/00 if the locomotives and the rolling stock are the stars of the show. If that's why you're into it, because you really like the trains, right? But it uses up a lot of space. Or you run a short track just to be able to appreciate them doing what they're doing. If you go N gauge, which is the smaller one, you've got smaller locomotives. So, you know, obviously they don't have quite as much detail, and they're a little bit more fiddly to work with. But that's what you go with if your objective is building transport networks. Now, I'm a transport networks kind of a guy. So kind of where I'd like to get to would be to, and DCC, for those of you who aren't familiar, analog versus DCC. Analog, you turn the power on, you put power on the line, train moves. You put another train on that line, they all move at the same time. You want two trains on the same line running against each other? Tough. Yeah, I'm not surprised. Yes, in the US, O gauge, which is bigger still, right, is the main gauge used. But in the USA, as you can't help but notice if you are European, they appear to have an abundance of space. Everybody has too much space. Way too much. But America is a flipping big country. USA, America, is a flipping big country. And therefore everybody's got acres of space, apart from those Burks that want to live in somewhere overcrowded. Rather than going somewhere where they can go, how much space do you want? Yeah, no, it's about a town's worth over there and you can have it for $5. Help yourself. Yeah, and we'll put a wooden building on it for you, which you won't pay very much for, but I mean, you don't want to because it's going to get knocked over by a tornado 3 times a year. That's about the size of it. Yeah, slightly different scales. DCC is digital command and control, or digital command control, or it's digital, which means that the track is permanently powered, but each train has an identifying chip inside it. Why are you all molesting me all of a sudden with various powered machinery? Stop it. That allows you to run multiple scales on one track at the same, multiple trains on the same track at the same time, independently controlled. And my aim is going to be to put quite a convoluted length together and set up timetables that will then automatically run. And I want to do things like shunting puzzles and stuff like that, where the rest of the network is running and you control one train to try and do stuff. Maybe that would very much be sprint before you can walk. And I know how I'm going to do video on it, and the video is very much going to be crawling. So there you go. Yeah, you've got TT120, which is a scale that was invented a couple of years ago in order to extract more money out of people. It just dilutes an increasingly small audience with yet another scale. But it has to be said, I've seen some of the trains and they are pretty handsome. But fundamentally, the demand, I don't believe, existed. And equally fundamentally, the range of trains that you can get is equally limited. Am I interested in doing 3D printing of bits and pieces? I certainly am, and that's why I've got a Bamboo Labs something or other. Yeah, I've got the one that was the good one last year. Fundamentally, not for trains, but will be used for trains as well, and for wargaming bits. No, I have another project. Is this another channel idea? No, this will probably sit on this channel. But I don't know yet. Yeah, I don't know. It'll be well publicised. It wouldn't be one that I'd keep secret. Don't know. Maybe it'll be another channel. But it will be a very infrequent kind of video release sort of thing. And it'll be once I go back to being my own boss and working full-time on my own stuff. So until then, it'll be a bit of pottering with a very, very rare video. I've got ideas about how all that's going to work. Wargaming, I like building and painting 40k. I quite like building and painting 40k as well. I've got loads of 40k stuff. I've got a ton of AdMech, as well as other assorted odds and ends, and we'll see. Yeah, I thought this train couldn't do trains anymore. No. I was aiming to move away. I mean, I like trains. I like trains just fine. I'm not a train fan. I'm not a rail fan. I'm a lightweight rail fan, where I like them, I dig them, but it's not my overriding passion in life. Right? Games are my overriding passion in life. But increasingly, I think I've misrepresented it. I think TV is my overriding passion in life, which I don't know what's going on there. TV, I think may well be. I was a TV obsessive as a kid. Now, only because I didn't have games. I mean, that's certainly possible. But the more of the YouTube that I've done, the more I see the possibilities for taking an historic passion for television and using that for evolving the format of video that is on YouTube. I mean, I just took a swing at doing Let's Play off my innate gift for talking a lot of cobblers without needing any preparation. And I'll tell you something else. I've got 9, I think, episodes of a new series ready for you, which will be out. This isn't exclusive. This is a public series. Yeah, I think I've got 9 episodes ready to go, 7 of which I've already edited. And while I was putting it together, I was having a great time. I really enjoyed doing it. It's not my best, not by a long way. No. In terms of quality of commentary, it's not the best. It's good enough. It's me, sounding like me, doing me stuff. And it's a bit edited down. It's not full on edited down, but you're looking at going back to the heyday of between 20 and 40 minutes in length per episode. I always enjoyed doing that, but now it's got a bit of editing in so that I get a little bit more progress contained within one episode, but not skipping huge, massive, great chunks of it. So that'll kick off on Monday. That'll be back on Monday. No spoilers, not telling you what it is. But I like the game, and I don't know if I'll see it all the way through to the end. It looks like there's quite a lot to be done to get it all the way to the end. But that doesn't mean that you won't get a good chunky series out of it. And I know another one as well. Anyone know of a TV channel producer type game like a movies game? Yeah, there's is it Mad TV Tycoon? I think it's called, by the people who made Mad Games Tycoon. The thing is, I don't like the look of it. And also, I don't want to play another Mad Tycoon that is just a reskin. I've had bubbling away in my head for a while a video which was how to make a really good games industry tycoon, because they miss so much of where it could be interesting, of where there is additional challenge, drama and intrigue that could be had. Phil slung a tenner in the bucket. You'd love to stay and watch and listen, but you've got to go and get ready for work. No, Phil, no, that's no good. Hope it goes easy for you. Hope it goes easy. Thank you very much for your contribution. This will be here when you're ready, if you can be bothered watching it. If not, you'll get to see the progress next week, because we'll be back again. The week after, there might not be a stream because I'm going to the UK Board Games Expo in Birmingham. So it depends if I can be bothered when I get back. Just make your own tycoon game. I'd love to. It's within my skill set. It's definitely within my skill set, but it would mean that's all I did until it was done. I've had a couple of kind of like, I've got a whole ton of ideas for if I could front the cash to get a prototype for a game like this, I could probably find the investment to get it completed. And off the strength of that game, I could probably get a worthwhile sequel done that would actually live up to the initial aspiration. You really enjoyed the Voovoo Boy series. I want to take another swing at Games Tycoon, but I'm going to leave it for a couple of years because I know how to do it better. Yeah. Yeah. It wasn't a very good series. It was fun. There was a lot of fun in that series, but it wasn't as good as it could have been. And with the benefit of hindsight, I know how to make it better. Yeah, but you know, I'm not going to force it. I'll do it again. But I would quite like to get out of my head. Here's how you do it and make it better. I mean, I played Software Inc. Can said game be made in Unreal? It could be made in anything. But it's first and foremost a tycoon game, right? So it's there's a lot of that's numbers moving around. Now, obviously, Unreal's very capable of doing that, but it's not a massive landscape. There is a second game that I've been knocking around with an idea of that I think could be a smash hit, but I don't want to work with volunteers, and there's a very good reason for this. And it's not that volunteers aren't welcome; it's because at any point anything could come along to cause that volunteer to have to leave the project. They get bored, they don't agree with the direction, work is taking up too much of their time, family changes, all of that kind of stuff. And with a volunteer, that's always a risk. And if they're the person that's doing that one bit of the thing, then you are utterly reliant on them. Whereas if you're paying them, they kind of have to turn up. Otherwise they don't get paid. And by turn up, I mean remotely, obviously. Yeah, so it remains a pipe dream for the time being. But it is something that I'd quite like. No, I'm sure you're down for a contract. The thing is, I ain't got the cash. If I'd got the cash, I'd get it done. I mean, I'd even have a swing at vibe coding it. Yeah, I know that's a dirty word, because I know enough to be able to troubleshoot code. You know, I was only ever a web programmer, and even then only PHP with a smidge of JavaScript, but it means that I understand how syntax works. I might not be able to do the most efficient code, but you know, it's not like speaking a completely different language. So troubleshooting a bit of AI written code using Claude or something like that. But I don't want to do that either, because I need to be able to then focus on that in isolation for an extended period of time to make sure that nothing is missed. Because going back to code that you haven't touched in 3 months when you are not 100% au fait with it, you might as well be starting from scratch. It's why, I mean, I built the website that supports Brutal Ball, which runs on Tuesdays, which was quite nice. It was quite nice to be building a site again, but I hand-coded all of that. And therefore, I know the ins, outs, ups and downs of that entire site. I know why and what and who and where. Whereas if you've used some kind of technical wizardry to make that, why has it all gone quiet? They're all over there. Use some kind of technical wizardry to do it. You no longer need to, you no longer have full mental ownership and understanding of the code. Mike loves all the new vibe coders. Mike, are you a vibe coder code problem fixer, perchance? Yeah, they provide you with plenty of work for you to fix the problems they create. Completely. Now, I'm probably capable of fixing a lot of the problems that I create, but it's not the same. And it's not that I'm a Puritan in that regard. Oh, if it's been coded by a machine, it must be bobbins. No, if it's coded by a machine and it works, thumbs up from me, bruv. But the technology isn't quite there yet. Give it time and it will be. But it's just not quite there yet. At which point, who knows? See, I mean, I can see the future of entertainment. The future of entertainment is going to be quite different. If we carry on the same path. If we carry on the same path, the future of entertainment will be quite different. Because it removes the barriers to entry for people who have the ideas but not the practical skills. And you kind of go, whoa, hold on. You're going to go, no. But you see, the people who do have practical skills are still going to be in demand because they will be able to extend beyond what anything generative will ever be able to do. If you take a genuinely creative person and get them generating stuff, they're going to come up with way better and more interesting results than someone who has none of the above in that skill set. Yeah, way better results. But you see, here's the future that I can see as potentially interesting, and that is that instead of going to your Netflix or your Amazon library, you'll be going to, newworldsentertainment.com, and you will pick up the thing that you want to watch or you want to play, and that will have been 100% created by a machine, 100% having been dictated by a human. And you'll kind of go, but won't there just be a whole lot of crap? Oh yeah, there'll be an awful lot of rubbish and an awful lot of stuff that is homogenous because the person authoring it had got no real brilliant ideas, but it allows them to play/watch the thing that they want to play/watch. And you kind of go, all right then, okay, yeah. But then the interesting thing happens, which is you will monetize in a similar way to like a Spotify, the ones that other people are watching/playing. And so if you become particularly skilled at putting out the kind of stuff that people genuinely want to watch/play, then you can earn a living from doing it that way. So it will be an infinite gallery of entertainment doodads, but the cream will float to the top of the best stuff, and there will be a market. There will still be an employment market for those who have got some skills in that area, whether that is videography or visual art or voiceovers or ideation or script writing or any of that. Yeah. I mean, that's, yeah, exactly. There's already a lot of crap out there and AI is only really just getting started. Very true. But there's also some stuff that shows an inkling of this is better than that, both using the same tool, and it's because the person making it has actually got some skill. Yeah. Oh, you see, that's where I disagree. I think that if you were to take Steven Spielberg and get him to make an AI movie, or a movie using nothing but AI tools, he'll complain afterwards about how limited it was, but you'd still be able to tell that it was better than something made by me, for example, because he has genuine talent for creating a visual story. Because it's not just about the skill of it. I see it working out like professional authors versus fan fiction. If you want a lot of mediocre content about a specific topic, you can get it for free. And some of it will break out and become more than just fan fiction. Because you could extend fan fiction into being web novels. And some of those web novels break out and become good, and become more highly regarded because they are that good. You take what's the flipping thing with the vampires, and then the knock-on thing, 50 Shades of Grey, which was fan fiction for that flipping thing with the vampires that sparkle. It's the same kind of thing. Now, I mean, there's other good reasons why 50 Shades broke out. Not to do necessarily with the quality of it, but I can have a go on the lawnmower, unless it's out of juice. It's not got a lot of juice. Let's rock. Now, do you need to turn it on, or do you just go? No, you do need to turn it on. What's the button? Is it that one? Yeah. Are we doing it? Conceivably. Are we leaving anything behind? Yeah, we are. Okay, cool. Yeah, so Twilight, thank you. Yes. Yeah. Vampires don't sparkle. I'm not even a vampire fan, but it irks me. It pains me that there are sparkly vampires. Shouldn't be allowed. If you wanted some supernatural creature that sparkles in the sunlight, make up a new one. Right? You don't get to just pervert the course of the law of vampirism. How does that work? No, it doesn't. That's why. Yeah. Hypothesis: the people with the skills could use any tool to create quality results, and they remain a finite group. Yeah. AI has increased the quantity regardless of the skill level. It's like the gate has been knocked down and now anybody can do it. And it's only the same as, I mean, when I first started knocking around in a professional capacity on Tinternet, there was a skill limit with regard to who could and couldn't use Photoshop. Right, and that skill limit was part based on, first you had to have it, which meant either stealing it, which is what most people did, or having a legit copy, which is what few people did. Before then, learning how to use the flipping thing, and because it predated YouTube, the learning curve was not an easy one. But now, an awful lot of the stuff that you would do using Photoshop, you can use something like Canva. You know, it was Photoshop versus MS Paint when it came to, you know, meme generation or creating a forum avatar. Oh yeah, create a forum avatar or a forum footer bar that you would stick in your signature when you were using a forum. Yeah, you had an 800-page Photoshop Bible to learn it. I had 4 or 5 Photoshop books. Didn't read them. I learned how to do enough for my purposes, and that was sufficient. Big, expensive, rapidly out-of-date books. Yep, totally. So it's like so photo manipulation, image manipulation has been democratized over time through better, more accessible tools and simpler, more accessible tutorials. Photoshop Friday. Oh yeah. On something awful. Them's were the days. Yeah. Yeah, loved all of that business. I was there for all of that. Why are you not steering? Steer. My guide wheels, I think my guide wheels are just, yeah, they're going where they're going. Okay. Yeah, no, don't get caught on the slope. You can't get out of it. Okay. You looked up a bit as you needed it, but it was also a case of you not really knowing what you needed. I never learned how to use the pen tool. Never ever learned how to use it. And I know that those who have learned, I mean, I've mucked about with it, but can I get the path to follow even remotely what I want? No, is the short answer. So I use the infinite point, the lasso selection, and I've got pretty good at using that. In fact, I got very good at closely using that, but it's never going to feather as well as the pen tool does. Yeah. One learned how to cope. I could probably take half a day to follow half a dozen YouTube tutorials on the pen tool and then become adept at it. So there you are. Studied art at college, and you were given a cracked version of Photoshop to use from them. The reason that Photoshop is the #1 application for raster editing is because it was pirated by everyone, which is what allowed it to become the industry standard software. It was because everyone used it. It's the same with 3D Studio Max. Because it was so easy to steal, everybody stole it, but everybody learned it, which meant that it then became the industry standard for a little while. These days, you don't even have that to contend with. Now, you kind of go, well, why not just use Blender? It has become a verb to Photoshop something. Yeah. Yeah. If you can't take the line you want, just follow the line that's there. Where's the money going? Someone's bought 10 grand's worth of something else. There's money disappearing from my business. Yeah. We're not saving up. Unless I'm not keeping... I think the money is going up. I think you've just got memory of when you had 70 grand before you bought this new bit of land. Oh, this thing really does not like working on a slope at all. Right, better not then. Right, go on, go vertical. Right, we'll start there. Lawnmower. We bought a lawnmower, did we? Have we got a real one now? Ha! Okay. Leasing costs. Well, that's why we want to avoid leasing. It doesn't ultimately do us a huge amount of favours. Also, I'm out of petrol. Have we got any kind of remote fueling capability? Hang on, let's turn the boys on.
It's offset.
Hello, team.
So
Hello.
hello.
Go.
Could someone go out and get a petrol can for this mower so that we can refuel
You
it?
run out of fuel again.
It's got another 10 minutes worth in, I think, but no one wants to drive it to the garage.
Yeah. Yes, I will go and get you a diesel can.
We just bought them.
Take a tuk-tuk, stick someone in one of them jalopies and go and pick up some petrol.
No, we got the golf cart. That's the golf cart.
Oh, I see Fred's got a proper
to buy the
lawnmower
tank.
now. All right,
Is the
okay.
golf cart off the back of the lorry now?
Yeah. I'll go
Yeah.
and get a diesel.
Well, if
diesel
Fred's
tank.
rocking a proper lawnmower, we should probably sell this one.
Oh, can they? Please,
Yeah, let's not bother refueling it. Let's sell it.
yeah.
Get the money
You need
back.
to- you need
I'll
to
just
hop off
finish
it
this.
and-
I'll just finish this run.
It's on sale.
Yeah, the new one was on sale, so we thought it would be a good market.
And there we go. I'll drive it into a tree and then I'll flog it. Super.
We were thinking about doing silage. What's your opinions on that?
Yeah, either silage baling and leave it for a couple of months until it's ready to go, or because that's cheaper than having to buy all the silage equipment.
So we did the math. We can do a bunker and a forage harvester for 65k, or we can do silage bales for 75k.
In which case,
Can't
go
you
for
use
it.
the one
I'm,
in
not-
the,
I'm quite happy to go with the
Biogas.
collective. Right. Anyone know what this lawnmower's called? Anyone?
Give me a guess, give us mine.
Otherwise I'm going to be clicking until I find a picture of it.
My vote would be for Bales.
Brio Mare? Brio Mary? Mare? Third from the
Briel
bottom.
Meyer.
Brio
Hey, it's worth 22 grand. Flipping heck. Okay.
I mean, if it's worth 22 grand, we can do silage bales instead, because that's easy.
All right. Well, I want to sell it. Sell it. There you go. It's out of here. Feel free to get cracking on silage. I mean, the main thing that we're going to want is sufficient equipment that 10 people can feel like they're making a contribution at the same time. Now, as we add more tractors, that will obviously happen. But at the moment, we've probably got more equipment than we need. I could sell the tuk-tuks. And that gets some more cash. Hang on, let's have a look and see what the next purchase is going to be. Number 2 will cost us 157k. Whoop! I'm going to get run over by Fred. I'm going to get mowed. I'm going to get reaped. You missed a bit.
The question is, do you want to do silage
You're in the way.
or buy a new field?
Basically, you're in the way.
All right, number 6 is 225. Doesn't look to be any bigger. Keep fishing. What's 92 got going on? Oh, that's quite a lot of land for 218, and it looks like it's undeveloped. That could be fun to work with, but maybe not yet. 9 for 108. For 108, there's another bit of land, but it doesn't adjoin this one. Number 1 can be. There we go. We'll go for number 1 next, which is the bit of land with the barn on.
Should we do 2 instead, because it's land that we can actually work, and then
that adjoins with
And
3,
adjoin.
4, 5 that we already have.
yeah.
If we can sell the buildings on there, so much the better.
Are we going silage then land? Is that right?
Yeah, I think so, right? Silage would give us the ability to make more money faster.
Yeah. Silage rather than grass bales gets us gets us better cash. Actually, much better cash.
Yeah. Okay.
So yeah, if we can sell this, we'd have to. I mean, there's plenty of trees to work here, but we want to get rid of this flipping water pump and these barns. We don't need barns where we're going,
I don't need barns.
but I don't know if they're sellable or not. So it certainly looks like they might be. Oh, it really looks like they might be sellable. In which case we can plough this under, and then we've already got one proper big field. Oh, that's fun. That would be an improvement. That would be a reason to buy the 22 edition rather than the previous one. The 25 edition rather than the previous one. Do we own that field with the cows in?
We will with 1 on number 1, yeah.
Oh, it's part of 1. Okay, cool. Then we can flog the cows as well. They go for a couple of grand each. If they've
It
been,
might make more sense
properly
to
sprinkled
breed
with
them.
cow business.
We could breed them,
Which map is this?
we could
It's the basic one. It's the map you'll come across first. It's the default map with Farm Sim 25. The boring Euro map. I struggled with demolishing pre-generated buildings, but that was in the last game. And the one that I wanted to get rid of, we didn't own the land. However, we have now sold it. It is now sold. It is a thing. We have sold.
I have permission to
yeah.
start buying salvage stuff then, yeah.
Yeah.
What would be great is if we could all have our own tractor.
We'll get there. Well, it'll be
That's an aim,
50%
sure.
tractors, 50% combine harvesters. When we reach the goal, it'll be a thing to laud and celebrate for a lot of time.
We'll meet up and talk about tractors and what gubbins you got on it. And
Yeah, I mean, look at this. Look, this is a heck of a lot of bales. These can be stuck in the aforementioned bale bunker that you're thinking of, right?
No. We'll sell.
We'd
these
have to
bales
go
and
with
we'll make
loose
silage
loose
bales.
grass
We're going
only.
round, we're going round bales.
Yeah, round bales. I don't have a tractor,
getting annoyed
unfortunately,
with
though.
2 kills, man.
Fred, can you go fetch the baler from the shop?
Can do it, yeah. I'll have to stop mowing.
Yeah, no worries. Cheers, thank you.
Rendrag, you're pushing off. Lovely to see you. To be honest, I might not stream for very much longer because I'm definitely getting a sore throat now because I'm out of practice and I'm old. But I'll keep the server up until, well, for another hour or two, so that we can make further progress. Too much yelling. You see, it was talking about the cat. It's brought out the worst in everything. What do we need at the moment? Oh, we just spent something big then.
Yeah. You need to fill up the things with the bales. So, tuk-tuks and the golf cart with bales. Because I think we're out of planks.
Yeah, I've got all the planks on the trailer. We're going to go and sell them.
Okay.
So we could speed up time.
We won't be out of planks for very long because I've got
takes so
magic
long to
in my
get there.
fingers.
That's going to confuse the grass being half cut, speeding up time.
The grass.
Good.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, I am talked out. I'm going to knock it on the head here. Me and the team will continue on this for as long as they can be bothered for a little bit. And I'll get back up to speed for doing 4 hours of stream at a time. But yeah, I'd rather preserve the vocal cords so that I can do more. I will be back next weekend and we will be doing a little bit more of this because why wouldn't we? The goal is nowhere near complete yet. We need to see a marked upgrade in the earnings because otherwise we're going to be here for the best part of a year, which so that's not the plan.
Some of us might be.
Yeah, exactly. The plan is to be done within about 8 streams.
Oh.
Yeah, which
have
means we need a
accelerate.
big uptick in earnings. And I think the next uptick may come from... Do you mind if you watch on Discord? No, not at all. Not at all. I'll switch over and stream on Discord instead. But
My not the pod. I've got a
then-
YouTube stream going.
then that's all good. Upcoming Videotronic schedule. Good question. Thanks for asking. Monday. Episode 1 in a new series of videos. It will appear on this channel. You'll be able to watch it with your face. Episode 2, Tuesday. Episode 3, Wednesday. Episode 4, Thursday. Episode 5, Friday. Episode farming, Saturday. And then I'll probably do one on Sunday as well. Who knows? Brutal Ball is back on Tuesday. For those of you who Brutal Ball, it's back on Tuesday. If you don't, Brutal Ball is something you should watch, and it's back on Tuesday. But we're back on the pony, riding it in the saddle, as it were. Like so. Groovy. I've been Colonel Failure. Thank you very much for tuning in today. It will be longer next week because I'll have started to build my tolerance back again. But for this week, thanks very much for tuning in. You'll stay groovy. I'll catch you next time. Finger on the button. Cheerio. Oh, yes. Totally nailed the button. Woo! Mute everything.